Okay, so I've previously covered roof racks, and I believe that what I last mentioned was that since the vehicle is parked in an underground car park most of the time, it turns out that you can't really put a roof rack on it due to height clearance. This is in fact rather true, and that's why the roof platform we bought is in fact stored up here. So let's go bring this inside and we'll talk about it some more. Why did we finally decide to do something about roof racks all of a sudden? Our next big planned trip is going to take place maybe, without spoiling it, let's just say somewhere in remote Western Australia. If we're allowed to enter and if we can get the permits, which at this point isn't quite a certainty. For that, we're going to need to carry a lot of fuel, a lot of water, and the fuel is especially best not carried within the vehicle. So we've gone for a Rhino Rack roof platform here. It's actually the smallest one you can get, which is still wide enough to mount to the vehicle. And the reason for that is there's not actually that much you can put up there and still be within the weight limit. So, weight limits, you say? Yes, I've seen the videos. But I think there's one critical difference in this application here. We're mounting this using the RTS 540 tracks on the roof, so there's actually no load-bearing rivets in this application. Toyota's specified roof weight limit for the 200 series is 200 kilograms on or off-road, so this won't be a problem here. So according to the manual for the RTS 540 tracks, maximum carrying capacity is 150 kilograms, including the weight of the rack system up to 40 kilograms. But off-road, maximum load is 100 kilograms. I'm not entirely sure what the difference between how these two figures are defined is, because they're stated differently, and I'm not really sure if this means that the weight of the system does or doesn't count towards this, because the specified examples seem to imply it doesn't. Also, I'm not sure if the D rating is there because of the roof rack bars, the mounting points, or the tracks themselves, but we're not using the bar type roof racks on it. We've complicated things somewhat by using the RTS 540 tracks on the vehicle to mount a platform like this, as opposed to mounting this platform straight to the vehicle, but we fitted those tracks thinking we'd be doing something else. Now the platform itself, in a different manual, states that it has a load rating of 126 kilograms, and this is arrived at by subtracting system weight from 150 kilograms total capacity. We'll have to assume here that the limiting factor is the rack itself, and so, worst case, we should be good for at least 126 kilograms on the rack on-road and 82 off-road. So what have we actually got on this rack, and how does it add up? Well, we've got the swag, that's 19 kilograms. We have a gas bottle, that's a 4 kilogram gas bottle. It's 5 kilograms empty, but it's a 4 kilogram gas bottle because it holds 4 kilograms of gas for a total of 9. There's 1 kilogram, we'll say, for the gas bottle holder, and then that gives us a total of 10. Now, double jerry can holder. This itself is 3 kilograms, and the jerry cans in it are 2 kilograms each empty. 20 litres of diesel is about 16 kilograms, so we'll say 18 kilos each. That gives you 36 kilos total, plus 3 for that, that's 39. So we're at 68 kilograms so far. We've also added a single jerry can holder here, which annoyingly is not the same length as the double jerry can holder. The double jerry can holder is only just wide enough to hold these Willow jerry cans, and just a touch longer than them, but the single jerry can holder we have around here is for some reason significantly shorter and only just fits the ProQuip jerry can, which is a different size, and even then doesn't really fit it in terms of width. So I'm really not sure what's going on here, designed by two different teams or something, I guess. This will of course have a tie-down strap, I just need to get another one. So the single jerry can holder is also 3 kilograms apparently. 18 kilos of jerry can, that's 21 kilos more. Add on a kilogram or so for extra assorted tie-down straps and other stuff, and that gives us a total of 90 kilograms on top of the platform. That puts us under our 126 kilogram on-road limit, but that puts us over our 82 kilogram off-road limit. We're going to need to lose 8 kilograms before this goes from being on-road to off-road, or About half a jerry can of diesel. I think we can do that. The somewhat annoying part of this setup is that we've got a lot of conflicting parameters here we have to maximize. On one hand, we want to move as much weight forward in the vehicle as possible because we're sitting much closer to the maximum rear axle weight as the front axle weight due to all the gear in the back. On the other hand, the load should be evenly distributed in the rack, but also on the other hand, there's only so many places you can actually mount these things because they all need to be centered over the crossbars and ideally should only have one on each crossbar. So this arrangement is a bit weird, but I think we've done our best. Maybe that's where the bigger rack would help because it gives you more space to spread the load out, but that adds more total weight and eats away more of your total load by having more weight in the platform. So here on the roof we've got the RTS 540 tracks at the stock roof gutters, and these mounts bolt into the tracks, allowing you to pick where forward or back on the vehicle you want the roof platform to mount. We're using these instead of the backbone mount because we had some different ideas for what would be mounted up here originally. But these allow the platform to be easily removed. You simply click the fittings inwards and then you can lift the platform up off the roof. When the platform's not in place, all you've got left is these, which don't add much to the height of the vehicle, so don't impede you getting into underground car parks. As you can see, that's bolted down to the stock attachment points, and there's no load-bearing rivets involved in this one. That was the last part of the Drop Table Adventures series off-road vehicle setup for overland travel. We've covered a lot in this 8-part series, and if there's any other parts you haven't seen, there's a link to the playlist down in the description. If you want to follow us for future adventures and see this setup in action, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to enable notifications to make sure you don't miss anything. See you next time.